Hey everybody, I know that surprises is a big thing that people like to do. They like to have surprise birthday parties, and engagements are always like a surprise for the woman, but I'm gonna be the odd person out, and I'm gonna let you guys know that I don't enjoy uh, or not engagement. I want to get engaged one day, but I don't enjoy surprises. And I think it definitely stems from just my sexual traumas in my life, is because I feel like especially my military sexual trauma, because that was the one that I was awake and alert and, whatever. So, I just feel like I trusted these people. I believed that they were going to take care of me, and they didn't. So now that's kind of my mindset, is that I'm always on alert. I'm always looking around. I'm, go into a restaurant and, I'm surveying the place. I'm looking to see where the bathroom is and the, just everything, the door and whatever. And I've gotten better, because I used to have a specific, I had to sit in a certain place, facing the door or whatever. But I've gotten better that I kind of, trust and believe, but I'm still on alert. But, that's just kind of how I have been, is that I always have to, because with surprises, you have to have your guard down. You have to trust the people that you're around. You have to believe that you're safe. And for me, that's something that I struggle with. Like I said, I've gotten better over time, but it's still a struggle, and so especially, I mean, most of my friends and family know that it's not encouraging for me to have a surprise party. Like, I kind of want to know what's going on. For example, I, had a friend that wanted to come and celebrate my birthday with me this year, and I was totally okay with it, Well, then all of a sudden, when she came, I found out that it wasn't just going to be her; it was going to be 4 or 5 other people, and I kind of made do with it. But it kind of scared me, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that they were going to come, and so in that moment when it was discovered that it was going to be more than just me and her, I wasn't encouraged. But I knew that the people that were coming had my best interests at heart. They were not going to harm me. So I had to remind myself. So I think that's the thing. And especially, surprises usually get unfolded very quickly, so you're like, you're kind of shocked. You're like, what happened? How did we get to this moment, And so I think for me, it's hard to have all that kind of like at one time, like, if it's gradual, I'm totally okay with that, for me, if somebody was to surprise me, I blame myself for letting my guard down. I blame myself for not being on high alert, because, I am Dana's biggest advocate. I am Dana's bodyguard. So I need to protect Dana at all times, and so I kind of blame myself. But like I said, I've kind of gotten better with that. I used to like blame myself for everything, like, oh, I didn't know this was going to happen or whatever. But I've kind of learned how to go with the flow, but still it's, kind of hard. But, it's kind of funny. I've kind of mentioned in, to friends or whatever, that if and when there is a brother that is interested in me, that let that brother know not to make it a surprise. Like, you don't have to obviously, say, I'm getting ready to ask you to be my girlfriend, or I'm getting ready to, propose to you. But I think that if things gradually unfold, I always think of, I've heard stories of somebody on an airplane that's gonna, propose to his girlfriend. So he asked people on the airplane to give her a rose, because, she's standing out there waiting for him. So, that's something that kind of unfolds, like, okay, here's one flower, and she might have been alarmed, but oh my gosh, now she's got 7. Oh, okay. Like, there's something going on, and, sorry, it just makes me emotional just thinking about that. But anyways, it's just that unfolding that I think I would be okay with. It's just, I don't want to just be walking in a park and then all of a sudden, you know, he drops to a knee and then there's 20 people watching us. Because I think that's the thing that's hard for me is I already struggle with putting a smile on my face when, I'm having a panic attack. So here it is. This is supposed to be a happy moment. And I don't want there to be pictures of me like, scared. I want, there to be happy moments like, oh my gosh, wow, I'm being asked to date this guy, or he's asking me to marry him or whatever, but it's just, I think ultimately it's just knowing that God is in control and God is not going to harm me, especially in the kingdom of God, that I have to remind myself that I'm safe. Like whoever it is that's trying to surprise me, they have the best of intentions, to try and surprise me, but it's taken time because even so in our church. We go on encouragement dates, and usually a brother will, plan the date, and they usually don't tell you what you're doing, X, Y, and Z. It's more of a surprise. It's, wear casual clothes, wear dress-up clothes, wear something that you can get dirty, or, whatever. And so when I first started going on kingdom dates, I struggled so hard because I was scared, I didn't know what was going to happen on this date. So I ended up having like my discipling partner. I would have her go and talk to the brother that was going to take me out on this date, and just have this brother at least tell her what was going on, because she knew what things were going to make me safe, and what things would cause me to struggle, and so I remember one particular date, which I think for most people this would scare them, but I felt safe because my discipling partner reassured me. But the brothers decided to take us on a blindfolding date. That was so scary, because here it is, they put a blindfold on us at the church building and then drove us to a second location. And I'm trying to, when I found out, because I think I found out that morning that they were going to do a blindfold date. And I went to my discipler and I was like, okay, I heard this, what's going on? So she went and, she talked to the brother. She found out, what actually was going to happen on that date and, whatever. And so she came back to me and she's like, okay, Dana, you're okay. You're going to be safe. And that's all I really needed. I just needed to know that I was going to be safe, and that, there was somebody that had my back, and ultimately the date was fun. It was kind of, a little out there because they blindfolded us and took us to a cemetery, and then we ate food with our hands. So it was interesting, but what was kind of funny was that, the sister reaffirmed to me everything was going to be okay, that I was safe. And then we get out of the car and I'm hearing helicopters above us. Well, come to find out there was an air show the same day as us doing this date. So it was just where the cemetery was. We were near the airport where they were having this air show at. But, so it was just kind of funny with that. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of, share my thoughts about surprises, and that, ultimately we do need to let go and let God, because if we do have faith in God, then we know that He is in control and He's going to protect us. I mean, sure, we're going to have bumps and, detours in our life, but ultimately God wants us to prosper. He has a plan for us to prosper, and so we have to remember that, So I have to remind myself of that when, if there is the opportunity for a surprise. But I think, like I said, for right now, I'm not good with surprises. Unless it unfolds, just don't me walk in my house and 100 people jump out, like that's not going to be a good situation for me. But if I walk in and there's one person in my living room and then another person, somewhere else, okay, it's still going to be scary, but it's not going to be as hard as if, 100 people jump out. So I just wanted to share that and just encourage those that struggle with the unknown to remember that God is in control. So thank you so much for following me. I look forward to, sharing my stories. And I definitely don't want it to always be about me. That I want to be able to encourage other people. I think ultimately I want to share my stories and my struggles to help somebody else, because ultimately I really truly believe that is my purpose, is to give other people hope and to let them know that they're not alone. And not to look down on people like, oh, I got through that, why aren't you getting through that? Everybody is different in that sense. And people handle situations different. Like some people feed off of surprises, other people don't, but ultimately we just need to love one another, be there for each other, and to support each other. So thank you so much. To God be the glory. Much love. Take care.